Are you an old soul? Recognizing soulmates. You've probably wondered, are you an old soul? It's easy to confuse new and old souls, and their difference can be profound. New souls come into this life with an empty suitcase, eager to experience everything. Their perspective on life is fresh, but their baggage has accumulated through the years. They often struggle with peer relationships and adapting to new situations. Let's look at types of souls to make sense of it all. Introduction to Karma and Rebirth. If you have recently discovered the concept of rebirth, you may be wondering if it can help you understand your own karmic experiences. The old soul is essentially in the process of withdrawing from the physical plane. It is not interested in accumulating material wealth or entangling itself in heavy drama. It prefers to be and feel than to act. For this reason, they are often referred to as monads. The old soul represents the last stage in the reincarnation process. There are 5 soul ages, and each soul age is associated with a different set of values and perceptions. The infant soul has a primitive conception of the world and focuses on survival. The young soul focuses on structure and achievement. The middle soul develops its understanding of relationships and the emotional world. The old soul understands context and the larger truth of life and is learning how to live within it. Old souls rarely contribute to the culture or society. Their advanced perception means they are not interested in investing their energy in material things. Furthermore, their contributions will not be accepted by the establishment. As such, they are not known for their political or cultural activities. However, they may appear in many different contexts, such as politics, religions, or social movements. They may also show up anywhere. The process of reincarnation is a natural process, and, in most cases, an old soul will eventually come to a complete understanding of the concept of reincarnation. This concept is not taught as dogma in all countries, and anyone can appreciate it. Old souls also have a deep connection with the subconscious mind, which may seem intuitive. This is because they are in touch with their subconscious to grasp the concept of reincarnation. Old souls rarely pursue a career. While some might have long-term occupations, it is not their primary interest. Instead, they take jobs that are not challenging or fulfilling. Instead, they use their energy to explore the truth of their karmic entanglements. This is the best way to make the most of your old soul's energy. Once you have studied this concept, you will begin to understand how to use that energy to do good things. Past life patterns. There are various ways to tell if you are an old soul. One of the most common methods is to visualize a long hallway with a massive door at the end. Visualization requires you to use your imagination to build the image. If you find this difficult, it is recommended to keep your hands by your side. Visualizing yourself in that hallway may help you understand what you were doing in that past life. A common symptom of a past life is a soulmate. Soulmates may be your soulmate in this lifetime. Soulmates meet in a new life to complete business from a past life. You might even have feelings of attachment to certain people from your past life. These feelings are signs of a past life. You might have feelings and traits that indicate a previous life regardless of age. Some old souls tend to observe rather than participate in society. They may avoid group participation or excessive emotional noise and instead spend their time alone, daydreaming or engaging in creative pursuits. Some are big readers, and stories of distant times and places may appeal to them. Although they may seem remote and out of touch with reality to others, they often have deep empathy for others. So, you should not be surprised if you encounter an old soul regularly. Many people with old souls have an affinity for certain cultures or times. For example, they might be attracted to Asian artifacts, Celtic culture, or the 19th century. If you are an old soul, your past lives may have left some evidence behind for future generations. If this is true, it is time to take steps to change. If you are an old soul, you may want to take some time alone. Many people with old souls find distant periods fascinating. They are drawn to one time period, such as medieval France or the 1920s, and they often have old-fashioned values and morals. They find it hard to adapt to new environments. They tend to avoid crowded places and spend more time alone. This can be an excellent way to reconnect with yourself. You can also explore your past lives by reading books or listening to audio recordings, recognizing soulmates. Soulmates are a rare find but can bring you great happiness and fulfillment. Many people have a hard time identifying their soulmates. They can be very different and can even seem very distant. Soulmates are often best friends and not romantic partners. They are the most likely to meet when you are yourself and true to yourself. Here are some ways to spot soulmates. The most common way to recognize your soulmate is to look for the same qualities in them. They must have some similarities. For example, if you were born in different eras, you would be attracted to someone who has similar characteristics. If you were born on the same day as your soulmate, you would share the same basic DNA. In the same way, if you were born simultaneously, they would be your soulmate. You'll know a soulmate when you meet them. You'll feel instantly connected to them. You'll have a similar moral code and perspectives on life, and your chemistry with them is as if you've known each other your entire life. You'll have an instant connection and feel like you've known each other for ages. Your soulmate is like a mirror for you and will have similar beliefs. Soulmates can meet anywhere. They'll find each other when their destiny has led them there. Once you've met your soulmate, you'll notice how your eyes finally open, as if your soulmates have been waiting for you. You'll also experience profound feelings and profound thoughts. Whether you meet your soulmate in a new place or find your soulmate in another life, you'll know that you have completed the journey with your soulmate. You can recognize your soulmates when you see them for who they are. They'll accept you for you, no matter how different they are from you. They'll even recognize you when you make eye contact from across the room. When you feel their energy, you've found your soulmate. So, what are you waiting for? Don't miss it. And make sure you're being true to yourself. Wrapping it up. There are many indications that you are an old soul. If you find yourself drifting away from your daily life, you may be experiencing a deep emptiness. You may also feel deeply connected to others and have a higher sense of emotional awareness. Often, they find themselves seeking love, enlightenment, and peace. If you're one of these people, you probably feel that there's much to be learned from their perspective. If you have experienced a past life, you probably have leftover goals, draws, and purposes. These characteristics are common in old souls. If you've experienced all these things, you may be an old soul. However, if you haven't, don't worry. Old souls are not necessarily lost and can live a fuller life. If you're experiencing any of these signs in yourself, you can use these traits to live a fulfilling and more prosperous life. An old soul can have a hard time fitting in with the rest of us. They often think of themselves as unsocial, despite their apparent lack of friends. But they usually have a critical mission to fulfill on Earth, and they don't care about the opinions of others. Old souls enjoy spending time in nature, and they like to disconnect from the world and rejuvenate their energy in the process. You may have noticed that these people don't seem like you, but they're just the opposite. You may also feel drawn to old things. For example, if you are an old soul, you might enjoy 1920s jazz, 1950s clothing, or an 18th century buggy. You may be able to discern great friends in a crowd. Old souls also tend to think more than the average person. They may not be socially comfortable with their peers and may have suffered teasing and social awkwardness. There are many signs that you are an old soul. For example, you might be sensitive to flowers, strangers, or plants. You might even cry whenever you hear the news or see a sad story. As an old soul, you understand people and have a high sense of self-awareness. Ultimately, you are a creator of your reality, and you want to make the world a better place. Get your personalized karmic past life report here.